Good that you're watching to the video. Whoa, my voice. Watching. Good that you are watching to the video on demand of the Weekly Monday stream. Yeah, where we of course discuss all the gaming news together. You can ask questions. We're just having a good time here every Monday. So thanks everyone for joining. Severus, Peps, Gaming, Pepsi Cola, good to see you again. Mark Herman as always. Hey, hey, hey. And Brock is here too. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm a little tired, and that's because yesterday I ran half a marathon, which 21 kilometers. It's like 16 miles. Let's see. 21 kilometers in miles. It was 13 miles. And I'm happy with the results. I ran it in an hour and 51 minutes. So about 5-minute 20 per kilometer. Way better than I expected. Camiso, good to see you. Yeah, Melissa. So it went really well. So that was exciting. We ran with some friends. So it was in Maastricht, a city in the Netherlands. And we went there this weekend. So normally when I go on a weekend trip with friends, we sit at a terrace, we talk, we have some beers and stuff. But this time it was like, no, tomorrow we have the race, so we gotta keep it low key, and that was fine, of course, as well. But it was like a kind of a different boys trip than normal. And yeah, then the next day we did the run, and it was a lot of fun. I had two of my friends running. We were with three guys who were running the 21 kilometers as well, and they were kind of like ahead. So they had these people with the flags, and on the flag it's like a time. So you, like, instead of having to look at your smartwatch or whatever you're using all the time, you can just follow these guys, and you know, okay, if I finish at the same time as this person with the 2-hour flag, I know I will have finished the run in 2 hours. So we wanted to at least go beyond that. But to be closer to the one with the 150 flag was kind of a surprise. And two of my friends were kind of ahead. I made sure that I always had them inside. And then I had still some energy. Like, it's way better during a long run like that to not waste all your energy in the first half. So I was like kind of chill, and they were like, okay, he's probably struggling. And then in the final 2 kilometers or like 3, I went Sonic mode and passed them actually. And then they were like, what the heck, no, he cannot win. So then we kind of teased each other, and we all finished around the same time. So that was a lot of fun. Is my stream title actually correct? No, it's not on Twitch. Let me change that. Sorry everyone, there's not a discussing the latest gaming news with you. There's not an Assassin's Creed Shadows thingy going on. Did I? Yeah, but I did change the category, but not the title. No, it's just but maybe I now lured people that otherwise would never have joined. That would be nice. So Shadow Flame, got you. And Human Torch, good to see you there as well. I missed out today, sorry homie, no worries. Atlanta, hey Joran, blessings, hey. Good job, thanks Markerman, appreciate it. 10 years of The Witcher 3, one of my favorite games of all time. I get why. I have mine on Sunday, trying to get sub 90 minutes. Wait, the 21 kilometers, sub 90 minutes? Are you mad? Are you insane? Samaya, with the super chat, thanks as always. I was there before Yor deleted his waifu video game reaction. Elvin, good to see you. Well, I want to check the link, Samaya. It's not deleted. So yeah, this is factually incorrect. Just below 7 minutes a mile. That's crazy. Well, good luck, Melissa. That's insane. Let me know how it went next week. I'm curious. But that's crazy. Um, Gucci is saying, I just reached level 60. Well, congrats to you. Now you can finally upgrade all your gear in Shadows, of course. Is there any Assassin's Creed news? Oh no, I lured people with the wrong title. They all got a message saying, yo, Assassin's Creed Shadows. To be fair though, we're gonna record a short Assassin's Creed topic, but it will be focused on the sales. I had Codex Seeker in my Discord actually asking, yo, can you talk about the sales for Shadows? Because there are some people who are saying that it's not good, even though it is. Or is it? We will figure that out together today. Hey, Jet Laner, good to see you. Shadow's still broken for me. I had that with Valhalla as well, where just like a very, very uncommon issue broke my like main story progression. It was all just clickbait. Sorry. But again, is there new Assassin's Creed news? Like, next week will be a big week for Assassin's Creed. That's when we have the Dead by Daylight collab, of course. So we'll be streaming that. Yeah, so look forward to that. And then, of course, we have the updates. There will likely be Helix items that will be fun to go over. Yeah, so next week will be fun for Shadows, but this week, I still plan to do an Assassin's Creed Shadows or like Assassin's Creed like general video on the main channel though this week, so you can still look forward to that. Yeah, Codex Seeker, yeah, I got you. Ethan Green, good to see you as well. Why did you delete the gacha game video? So, I did not delete it. If you go to the Discord, for example, and then look at all the videos that we post, you can still click on it, and that will take you to the video. So, it's not deleted. Of course, like, that's what's kind of fun about starting a different channel. For the main channel, I don't want to, like, experiment too much. It's, like, there's too much writing on it. For this React channel, I'm trying stuff. And today I, for example, made, like, some things and so a dog with, okay, this works, it doesn't. And I was like, I saw that trailer for Silver Palace, and I was like, this looks insane. But there were people, and that, like, again, we're learning with this channel, but the Mafia video, for example, rubbed quite a lot of people the wrong way. I get why, and we will see how it turns out. I was with the waifu video, like, I played, like, Genshin, I think, for tens of hours, but I'm not, like, a huge anime fan or whatever, and there's nothing wrong, of course, with that, but I'm just saying, I'm not sure if that video represented the style of game or kind of content that I want to make on this channel, so that's why I put it on hidden, so you can still click on it, you can still watch it, if you know the link, but it's not, like, shown on the channel anymore. So that's kind of the reason. New update coming next week. Yes, that's right. Are you gonna talk about the Doom Steam sales? What about that? Flory piece. We can, like, quickly look at it because I know what you're likely referring to, right? If we, for example, go here, we see Doom the Dark Ages Steam players is the lowest of the reboot trilogy. Release multiple. Okay, so as of writing, the Steam database for Doom the Dark Ages player count has an all-time high peak of 31,000, whereas Doom 2016 had 44. But yeah, that was 2016, so Steam was, of course, way, like, not as big as it is right now. And Doom Eternal, the previous game, 104. Now, I am going to say, look, I do think Eternal was maybe more popular, but I think Eternal came out in 2021, right? Doom Eternal. Or 2020. Wasn't that, like, not at, like, when COVID started? Yeah, March 20th. When COVID started is when Doom Eternal came out. So that was already a pretty good time window. And of course, The Dark Ages is on Game Pass. So that is different from the other Doom games. So I don't think we should read too much into this. Look, they were even happy with Indiana Jones sales. Xbox. Indiana Jones Steam database. There are 414 players playing the game right now. But yeah, 12,000 was the peak for Indiana Jones. And they were happy with that and how it did on Xbox and Game Pass. Like, Microsoft, and that is because the sales are going down, they are looking at other things. If they see a bump because Doom the Dark Ages came out and now more people are subscribing to Game Pass and then forget about it and then they get money every month, that's for them a win. They probably get people to subscribe to Game Pass or to play Doom that otherwise would have never touched it. So while the sales are lower, that makes sense because you can get this game on a subscription service that a lot of people already have. So yeah, you're losing out on those people. But I do think when all is said and done, Doom the Dark Age will likely be the most played Doom. Because, yeah, you can get it through the subscription. So, look, they knew what they were doing when putting all these games on the Game Pass day one. And yeah, it makes sense that then Eternal sell. Yeah, that will have sold more. But it could still be that Dark Ages makes more money in the end. If they, like... But it will be very hard to calculate that, obviously. But, yeah, we should not read too much into it, I think. That is only Steam. Yeah, it's only Steam as well. But, I mean, like, always when, like... I think it makes sense to say that's only Steam. Because there are, and that's what we really see with Assassin's Creed, there are just certain games that are way more popular on console than on PC. So if you then look at Steam and you're like, more people play Dragon Age the Veilguard on Steam than Assassin's Creed Shadows at the peak. But Assassin's Creed Shadows is still way more popular because on console it's way bigger. Dragon Age more PC game, Shadows more console game. So you can't really compare the two, but yeah. So yeah, people are agreeing. When do you think the God of War spin-off is releasing? Hey, the Sultan. Oh, look, I've always said it for years that I think they're gonna do a spin-off game, but that it would be Atreus. Obviously, that does not seem to be happening because likely they looked at the sales projection of that and were like, okay, 50% of the people did not like the Atreus parts of Ragnarok. Let's not do that. So that's why, yeah, a Kratos going to Greece game. And I think Dennis made some great points about how it could be a greatest hits of the first 3 games, but with the new gameplay. So that's, I really think right now with God of War, it's a lot of people, like, their first God of War is 2018. And they make a lot of callbacks to Kratos in the Greece games. But if you never played those, you don't get the connections. So I think it would be very smart for them to establish once and for all, this is what Kratos did before the events of 2018. So having a game about that, I think, could be really cool. But yeah, look, the rumors have said this year. So we will see. Maybe it got pushed. But yeah, it is peculiar that Ghost of Yotei is early October, right? They could have put that in November as well. But they put it really in October 2nd. And Sony has shown that they want something in November too, with Lego Horizon last year, of course. We will see. We will see, but yeah. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I think the PlayStation Showcase or State of Play that we get at the end of this month, I really hope next week when I sit here, we know about if Melissa's still alive after that run, and we know if the PlayStation Showcase will be happening or the State of Play. If it is a State of Play though, then we will likely hear it on Tuesday, and then a few days later we will hear about the the thing. But yeah, I want Classic Kratos back. You will never get Classic Kratos back, but you might get a Kratos before 2018 game. But yeah, don't expect like a remake or something of the first game. I think they're gonna do something interesting though. We will see. Babs Gaming. Babs Gaming. I'm late. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Expedition 33 is not full price. Neither Oblivion, I think. And also Oblivion had the huge nostalgia value. Which game is gonna win Game of the Year this year? I think Expedition 33 is a lock for Game of the Year. Now that GTA 6 has been delayed. But yeah. Let's go to the first topic. Which will be Shadows related. I might only do one topic, by the way, this stream, because again, I've been recovering. After the run, my legs did not work anymore. I was like an old man, like kind of struggling. They've been fine today. They hurt a bit, but I thought it would be worse, so that's good. But I'm still a bit tired. Okay. Bloop. Yeah, so my classic Kratos won't work these days. I agree. Like, there are parts of the 1, 2, 3 games that just don't work anymore. But that's why I think Sony making a best of or something with the newer gameplay in Greece for people to learn about who Kratos was without having to replay all those games, I think could make sense. Could work. Yeah. Brock saying that's how my legs feel after a heavy workout as well. Trust me, like I know that feeling too, but like a run I think is even worse in my experience at least. And it's already like after the run, which instantly, the moment you stop running, your legs are like peace out. Why did we do this? A lot of people just want the hack and slash gameplay back. I don't think so, King of Arrow. Look, if there's one thing that the newer God of War games still nail, is the combat. I think it's way better than those previous games. Rumo Tonolo, good to see you. I hope you're not lured with the wrong title, but otherwise, welcome and let's talk Shadows. Let's see, I'm gonna... Let's see, is this what I wanna... Yeah. Beep, boop. Is Assassin's Creed Shadows a success? I see a lot of debate on the internet, and I wanna talk about it, and once for all... Oh wait, let's do that again. Again. A bit tired. And settle it once and for all, I should say. Is Assassin's Creed Shadows a success? I see a lot of debate about it on the internet, and I want to settle it once and for all, or just give you some context. So let's go to the Ubisoft investor call that happened a few days ago, and hear what Ubisoft has to say about the Assassin's Creed Shadows sales numbers.
On this topic, on Assassin's Creed Shadows, we don't disclose units sold. What we can say is that in cumulated player count terms, it's been higher so far than Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
So when you hear that, you're like, okay, why don't they want to say the amount of units sold? What are they hiding, right? And I think that's like a valid thing to say. Because we do hear for Monster Hunter Wilds, for example, it's at 10 million. Like, they will say that because it's very good. But I think that what my take is, like, I think saying the units sold will undermine the overall success this game has. Because then you will be like, okay, 2.5 million or 3 million compared to a Split Fiction or, again, Monster Hunter Wilds that came out a month earlier. That's not great. While I still think that there's more to it that actually makes this game more successful than some people might think. So if we look, for example, here at the press release they put out. Let's see, can I like move this a bit? Yeah. They note that Assassin's Creed Shadows launched on March 20th, delivering the second highest day one sales revenue in franchise history, second only to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and setting a record for Ubisoft's day one performance on the PlayStation Store. I think this line in particular is huge. Obviously, more and more people have been buying games digitally, so it makes sense that a newer title gets more sold in the PlayStation Store. But what we also usually see is that single-player games that you can play offline, they tend to still sell quite a lot of physical copies, Assassin's Creed including, because that's like kind of a mainstream game. While a Division or, something like that would get more of a PlayStation Store preference, because you can only play that online. So everyone who buys that game will be playing it online. For Shadows, that might not be the case. So I think saying that it's the number one, that it's like set a new record for Ubisoft's day one performance on the PlayStation Store, also above Valhalla, that we know was huge. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. To date, and it is important, consumer spending has clearly outperformed Assassin's Creed Odyssey, with the player count also outperforming. Players have logged 160 million hours in Shadows, underscoring its engaging gameplay and enduring appeal of the franchise. So if we do 160 hours and divide it to 4, so let's say they have 4 million players, that would be like 60 million hours, right? Let's do that again. 40, So let's say they have 4 million players. That would mean 160 million hours in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Divided by 4 would be like them. Again, my brain is fried. But 160 divided by 4 is 60. No. I'm like 400 hours into Shadows as King of Arrows. That's insane. So yeah, some people of course went crazy. Oh my god, So let's say they had 4 million players. That's like 40 million or 40 hours per person. That's quite a lot. Like some people just pick up the game and play like 10 hours. Some people like King of Arrow here in the Twitch chat, I'm like 4 hours into it. So I think 4 million players is probably what they kind of have. 40 hours per person, that's huge. That's a really, really big. And why they continue to say, it's doing better than Odyssey, is basically because they also confirmed, Odyssey had 40 million players, Origins as well. So it's outperforming these games, and they, in the end, had 40 million players. So if Shadows continues like this, and we also look back on it 5 years, 7 years from now, it might also be at the 40 million player mark. Of course, this includes PlayStation Plus Extra, Game Pass, all that sort of stuff. But it's still big. Like 40 million people played this game. That's huge. Another reason why they, of course, go for played is because they have Ubisoft Plus now, their subscription service. Like, that was not the case when Odyssey or Valhalla came out, that you can now get those big games day one. So some people, they did not buy the game, but they're still accessing it through that subscription. So then the units sold would also undermine the success they had on the subscription service. And again, I think them saying consumer spending has clearly outperformed Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they're basically saying that sure, we might not have the units sold that some other big games have, but the people that do play the game, they spend a lot of money on it, on the microtransactions that we offer. So they get more money out of a single person. And I think every company would prefer a smaller, hardcore audience that spends more than a bigger audience that spends less. So also, if we look at it here, this is the kind of official sales data that we have from the US. We also see here, Assassin's Creed Shadows was the best-selling title in March, instantly becoming the second best-selling game of 2025 year to date. Assassin's Creed Shadows finished the month ranking first in the full game dollar sales on Xbox and second on both PlayStation and Steam. And yeah, that's huge. March 20th is when it came out, already the second best-selling game of the year, only behind Monster Hunter Wilds. So that also shows, I think, that it's doing pretty well. We will get the April sales because I think that's overall interesting. Sure, they have a huge fan base, but what about like after that? Will people still show up after that? On May 21st, we will get the April sales. So we'll maybe do a follow-up or something like that if it doesn't look good and people are asking about it. But yeah, I do think it's interesting to also note, because if we go, for example, here, we see the March top downloads on the PlayStation Store. They divided between US and Europe. Shadows was number 2 in the US, number 1 in Europe, with like a month and a little, because of course March 20th is when it came out, of days on the market. So that's pretty good. That's really, really good. But we do see that they fell off big time later on. So in April, obviously you had quite some new releases. But yeah, the tale so far seems pretty good, but maybe you expect a little bit better from a big title like Assassin's Creed. So again, that's why I think the US sales afterwards will be important, and that's why my question overall is, sure, our Odyssey and Origins got the 40 million player in the end, but will Shadows be able to reach that too? That I think will be interesting. Like, what is the fall off like? And we got some indications that it's maybe worse than the other games, but we will see. Let's continue, because if we go to October, when Odyssey came out, we see that it was third. Here, of course, Red Dead 2 and Black Ops 4, that's insane competition. But yeah, it managed to be third, which is still pretty good. But if we then go to November, so the month after that, Odyssey was nowhere to be found. So it already left the top 10 1 month after launch. And we see that for Origins too. So Origins was Origins is kind of a different story. Origins came out at the end of October, and in November it was still on the list. But my point overall is that these Assassin's Creed games, they seem to sell more over time, just always being there in the background, selling a couple of 100,000, and then by the end of the year they're at maybe 8 million or something like that. So you cannot really say that I think Shadows was a failure, because you have to then compare it to the other games, and it really seems to, from what I'm seeing here, outpace the second best-selling game before Shadows came out, which is Odyssey. And that, yeah, turned out to be a huge success. But again, for how long though? Because I do think this kind of worrying in a way. Of course, Steam is not everything, but Shadows has 4,374 players in the game at the time of this recording, and Odyssey had 5,318. So there are more people playing Odyssey right now than Shadows, and I think for a game that is almost 2 months old, I don't think that's very good. So again, that's where kind of my caveat is coming from. It seems that the initial sales for Shadows were pretty good, the hype was pretty good, but are they able to maintain that throughout the year, just like they were able to do for an Odyssey that, yeah, turned out to be like, that got the 40 million. Of course, Odyssey getting that game now super, super cheap versus Shadows that is still full price. So yeah, you can put that into perspective too. But overall, I would say, I think people saying that Shadows did not do well, I don't think they know what they're talking about. Looking at the other Assassin's Creed games, sure, it's just not Call of Duty anymore. And again, Ubisoft cares way more about the people that do play the game and maybe spend more money than people that don't play the game. So I think it has a pretty healthy hardcore fan base. But yeah, will Shadows be able to later in the year also attract other people? That I think I think it will be very interesting to see if Shadows keeps popping up in that PlayStation Store list every month. If they are always here in the top 20, I think it's possible. You got like a Hogwarts Legacy sitting around here too. If it's like always here, and you saw that for Valhalla, it just kept on like showing up. If it's just always here, it means that it will sell. It is selling 100,000 each month. Then I think it's doing pretty good. But it's of course also up to Ubisoft. So far, the post-launch has not been very good. But maybe, I mean, we know they have a co-op mode seemingly planned. So that might turn things around. They are expecting a big Christmas for the game. That's what they said during the investor call too. So maybe that is, like for Valhalla, the big Christmas update was Cassandra, the crossover stories. That was huge for them. So I'm expecting something like that. Maybe not a crossover event, but maybe that co-op mode. Something huge to put Shadows in the front and center again. Put a spotlight on it with a huge big update later in the year. But I will of course keep you up to date. Subscribe and goodbye. "53 Nights saying doing well considering its budget. Again, we are comparing it to other, like the previous Assassin's Creed games. All games have increased in budget. All games have increased in budget. But, like, I think really Valhalla was they should not measure to that. Because that was height of COVID's Viking era. People were so insanely hyped for that game. Odyssey was like semi. But still, people were very interested, and it just kept on going over the years. And if they are able to stay ahead of that throughout all the years, it means that it will reach the 40 million players faster than Odyssey, and that's a success to them. Again, if maybe they have less players than Odyssey every month from now on, but every person spends more money in the game, they are still making more money, which is in the end what they care about. New consoles too with Valhalla. Yeah, Joseph, good point. Kenny, Shadow's really missing the endgame content. We need mercenaries. Yeah. I mean, I am hopeful that they know, but I'm afraid that it might come a little too late. I mean, Simon was already talking about the ability to reset certain castles. Like that is my theory that they might do, and I hope maybe they do it like as a weekly thing. I think that would be really cool, but maybe they might do it as like a spend this resource and then the castle will be reset, and then maybe you have like a new character in your hideout or whatever who's like, okay, after 5 castles you can buy this new weapon. After recompleting 10 new castles, you can get this cool armor set or whatever. So that there's like a new progression system tied to replaying the castles, and I hope those castles are then way more challenging. So maybe I don't need more Samurai Dice show, but would be cool if they have cool new abilities, or if you, I don't know, if the Guardians are already there, but like way more challenging. So that they like make that way more exciting. But I agree, it's kind of wild that they did not have that, while they did have a really, really big mercenary system in Odyssey that was kind of functioning as a cool way to replay, or like as a cool way to get constant encounters against powerful enemies. And of course the arena, you could repeat that too, etc. The other AC games had no post-launch competition. Shadows has direct competition with Ghost of Yotei, Doc. You're right, Doc, but you have to remember that, like, I'm not expecting, unless they do Legends again, but I'm not expecting, like, what I think Yotei will be, it will be a really fun game for a few weeks. So, what they will likely do, what I think I would do if I were Ubisoft, launch the Claws of Awaji in September and, like, the big update and stuff, then kind of go dark, and then have people have fun in Yotei, and then after, like, 3 weeks at the end of October or, like, early November, come out with the co-op mode and be like, yo, we also added this and this and this and this, New Game Plus, blah, blah, blah. Although I hope New Game Plus is before that, but who knows. And then people are like, yeah, I finished Yotei, that was a great time. Hey, well, Shadows has a ton of new free content. I'm gonna check that out. They could give you a specific loadout to take out the castle. That's an interesting choice, Joseph, yeah. I like that, but then maybe as like a separate thing, because that's I think overall the issue with like endgame stuff like that, where by the way, gonna put the video in the folder for Joyce before I forget. That was this one. But like with the specific loadout thing, like that's the issue right now. You're making like I like to make new playstyles, so a cool build for Naue of Yasuke, but I cannot test it on anything. So if they then the only end game content give you a specific loadout, then it's still like okay, but that Helix pack that I like the items I got at the exchange or the cool playstyle I just used, I can still not use that in the only end game content we have. So why do you think a ton of people are playing Odyssey then? What do you mean? Like in terms of right now? Again, I think it's just a cheap game. Like people, what we've really seen, and that's why I think what I've been thinking about as well. Like of course, the big topic right now in gaming is the price. It's going up for games. At one point, we will reach a point, and we're kind of already there, where games that come out a few years from now will not be way more technically advanced than games that came out this year. So what I mean by that is that first it was like, okay, Uncharted 1 came out, 2 years later you got Uncharted 2, 2 years later you got Uncharted 3. Right? I think that was the timeline. So if you did not buy Uncharted 1 at launch, then by the time Uncharted 2 came out and you would like go back to Uncharted 1, Uncharted 1 already felt outdated. But now with games taking way longer, so sequels take way longer to release, and also the technical sort of aspects of gaming kind of reaching a ceiling in many ways, you have like a choice. Okay, I can buy Shadows right now for $70 or $60, or I can buy Odyssey for how much money is that right now? $12. So, or like, yeah, no, okay, Odyssey is actually not for sale right now, but sometimes it is, obviously. I just saw that the Ultimate Edition was $12 at one point. So, then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna spend the $12 on this maybe 3-year-old game, but I will get a similar experience to the new game that is for sale, like right now. So I would argue, hey Jackson, good to see you. So I really think that might cause an issue too. Like there will be, as I said last week as well, there will be some games that have that are an event when they come out, like GTA 6, Witcher 4. They can ask the $100, I think, because you want to be part of that moment when they come out. But there are a lot of games that don't have that cachet, and that is fine. But then, why not wait? Why not play Jedi Survivor or whatever? That is still great today, even though it came out 2 years ago. And then get, I don't know, maybe like the first Berserker Kazan or whatever other game that just came out that you want to play, or like Indiana Jones or something in a few years from now when it's like way cheaper. But it will still feel kind of like a modern game. Like we will not see the jumps anymore that we saw in the past. So I think that will be a very interesting wrinkle. Like what we really seen, and GamesIndustry.biz had a great article about it. The back catalog for all the gaming companies is actually rising. And back catalog means that when a game comes out in their financial year, it's like a new title. But the moment they move to the next financial year, all the games they released in prior financial years are part of the back catalog. And all these companies had their back catalog increase because people are just like they're like, we are like super hardcore, we want to be part of the conversation day one, but a lot of people are not like that, and they just want to play a cool game, and they're like, whoa, okay, Indiana Jones, like maybe a few years from now, whoa, Indiana Jones, I'm like a huge fan, I'm gonna buy it. Oh, it's $20, nice. It will still feel when you play Indiana Jones in a few years, especially with Unreal Engine 5 right now, like all those games will still look insanely good 5 years from now as well, but be way cheaper than everything that comes out and they might still be better. Like Expedition 33 will still be really, really great a few years from now and probably be way cheaper than the big new game that comes out that might... It will not maybe even look better. Maybe Expedition 33 will still look better than the new games coming out in a few years. So I think that's an interesting wrinkle to everything as well. Black Knight, good to see you. Jackson is saying, do you think that Jeff Keighley will snub Expedition 33 from Game of the Year or prevent it from hoarding awards like they did to Baldur's Gate 3? No, I don't think so. Did Jeff Keighley really do that? Like, Jeff Keighley doesn't like control the awards at all. It's just a committee of gaming press and some creators. So he is just the host. He does not control anything. I think the issue with Baldur's Gate 3 was, or issue, that it is like a PC heavy game. So that already limits a lot of people who are not playing PC games, that only play on console. Sure, it was on console too, but it was of course not really a console game. And it was huge. So a lot of people that did not play it, or like they did not nominate it because they did not play it yet, or wanted to play it later when they got more time. So I think that's probably earlier the reason. And with Expedition 33 being now, early in the year, earlier for like everyone who is going to nominate for Game of the Year will have probably had the chance to play Expedition 33. So I think it has a way better chance. So Maya, thanks as always for your support. Honestly, with rising prices, I'm more incentive to play my back catalog instead of playing new games at full price. Yeah, that's again what a trend that has been spotted. And it makes sense, right? It makes sense. We had The Witcher 3 10-year anniversary right now. And yeah, that game is still better than many new games that are coming out right now. Baldur's Gate 3 won in 2023. Yeah, maybe like they expected them to get more rewards. I don't know. Sony will buy Game of the Year again. They don't own Expedition 33. He created Game of the Year though. Yeah, he created it, but it's not like he has no impact on the awards at all. After the incredible previews of Death Stranding 2, it seems like it will be another easy Game of the Year nominee at the Game Awards. So I wonder, what do you think the 6 noms will be? Hey Roosevelt. So I've been discussing this a couple of times already. Look, I think Nintendo's gonna get at least 1, but maybe 2. Mario Kart, I played it, it's insanely good. But yeah, it's Mario Kart, it's kind of what you expect, but I do think it will be kind of a moment when it comes out. So I can see that getting a nomination, or Metroid. Donkey Kong, no. So I think we should at least save, let's just say for now we save 1 spot for Nintendo. Then I think Expedition 33, lock it in. So that's 2 of the 6. I think Split Fiction, I mean, It Takes Two was of course nominated. Split Fiction, I'm hearing less people talk about it than It Takes Two, but it's like more of a known quantity. But I do think like it has been super successful. I do think it might get a nomination as well. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is of course one that a lot of people want to see, and I'm more confident about it now than I was earlier, because GTA 6 got of course delayed. But yeah, so we have the Nintendo spot, we have Expedition 33, we have Split Fiction, so that makes 3. Let's say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as well, so that makes 4. I think Ghost of Yotei will then get the 5th nomination. And yeah, get some other Death Stranding 2 then the 6th. So is that it? Or am I missing something? What else is Blueprints? Blueprints is like the puzzle game, of course, that a lot of people are like hyped about. So maybe one of the, let's make a list. I'm super like old school, so I'm making a Google Doc. Okay, so Game of the Year nominees 2025. Again, Nintendo spot. So this is gonna be Mario Kart, Metroid. Or again, maybe both. Then, Expedition 33. Again, I think that's gonna be the winner too. Then, Ghost of Yotei. Then Split Fiction. Kingdom Come. Monster Hunter won't get it. No, I really think Monster Hunter, again, people loved it, but I don't think it made the same splash as World back then. Obviously, because it's more of the same. It's still, like, I loved it, but it also was a bit too easy, and the story wasn't great, so I don't think Monster Hunter's gonna get it. Arc Raiders. That would be wild if Arc Raiders. So we have one more spot. Death Stranding 2. Mafia the Old Country, no. I'm sorry. Welcome, Davey, to the channel, but yeah. I think this might be it. This might be it. Blueprints. Again, Blueprints, puzzle game, a lot of people love it. Let's go to Metacritic. Yeah, I think we were kind of nailing it. Looking at the chat for more. Doom will get a nomination, but I don't think it will be there. Indiana Jones, I don't think it's gonna be. It will get nominated for like best something, but it won't get a nomination for Game of the Year. The Mafia will remember this well, Davey. No, Mafia will be 75 on Metacritic. Crimson Desert. So, Melissa, Crimson Desert is like late 2025, but there's a cutoff for Game of the Year at the Game Awards, which like the mid-November. So I think Crimson Desert is like after mid-November. They said late 2025. I think that means like December, like the Cyberpunk window or something. Dune is coming out this year, but it's like a survival game and it's kind of wonky. I don't think it will get nominated. I highly doubt the game. I would say like Dying Light the Beast, no. Codex Seeker, I don't. Like that's gonna be like a fun, smaller experience, but no. Like, Roosevelt's saying, I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 could get snubbed maybe, and to be fair, like that has been my thing all along. I really think that not enough people that will be voting on Game of the Year will have played Kingdom Come 2. But I could say the same about Death Stranding 2. Like Death Stranding 2 is also for a very select group, but the previews were glowing. Like they played 30 hours. That's crazy. Borderlands, no. Lost Souls, Sight. Could surprise us. Could be like an Expedition 33 moment, but I don't think it will. You're trying not to take shots at Mafia. Challenge complete. Hey, I did not start it. Ninja Gaiden 4. What is Blueprints? Well, it's the second highest rated game of the year. It's like it's tied with Expedition 33. 92. It's like a game about going into a room, solving a puzzle, going into another room. I've not played it. It's not my type of game. Black Flag Remake, if it comes out, will not get a nomination. Cloud Strive is saying, I tried the first Death Stranding and it wasn't for me, so likely going to pass on the second one. Yeah, I think a lot of people will be like that. So look, I am, and I think it's good. Like I don't want to be like patting myself on the back too much, but I do think it's good to sometimes be like, yo, I nailed that, because we have to be nicer to ourselves in general. So the 2025 predictions I made, I'm feeling really good about it. Let's go back. Okay, this is gonna be a lot of patting on the back, but yeah, I'm gonna like name this doc here. Boom. Thanks Google for the autofill. We're gonna revisit this, but I think this is the list. Okay, let's now go to my predictions of 2025. Like I said, I'm feeling really good about it. Okay, predictions. I'm gonna grab the video. Let me grab it. Predictions. Where did I go? I mean, Horizon Online might get nominated too. Of course, I'm joking. Okay, we're here at my predictions video. So let's look at the timestamps. My first prediction was, so this is, let's see, January 8th, 2025. So very, very early in the year. My first prediction was Mafia the Old Country will be 6 to 7 hours. I think I kind of nailed that. But we will see. That's still uncertain. Okay, will Ubisoft survive with Age of Shadows? I said yes, but things will change. We will see how that turns out. We're still not at the end of the year. No, I said GTA 6 would be delayed. I also said Crimson Desert would be delayed. That has not happened yet. Fable has been delayed though. I also said Death Stranding 2 won't sell well. And we will have to wait and see. But like Cloud Strife is saying here, I tried the first Death Stranding. Wasn't for me, so most likely gonna pass on the second one. I think a lot of people will be like that. Unless it's like a 10 across the board. People are like, oh, it's the best game ever. I just don't think it will do very, very well. Also because it's coming out on PS5 day one. So yeah, so far, these 2025 games will be, let's see what I said. Can we do, oh, wait. What the heck is going on? I'm like way too zoomed in. We have like subtitles. Multiple Xbox games are going to be, Starfield has not happened yet. We will see. You're glancing himself. What a surprise. So my thanks for super chat. Legends of Heroes, Trails Beyond Horizon would sweep Game Awards. Watch. That sounds like a ChatGPT name. I don't believe that's a real game. Hellblade 2. We've not seen that yet. But Forza, of course, we've seen that already. Avowed. We've not seen that yet. Basically, pretty happy with the results so far. That's just, again, sometimes it's good to be like, I nailed that. So, that's enough though. There's like a line. I almost crossed the line. Remedy's Firebreak. No, that like live service games you never get like nominated. I don't think Death Stranding 2 selling well or bad means anything. It will get still get enough nominations and probably win some awards like the first game did. Oh yeah, Roosevelt, I'm not saying that it will matter for the game of the year. We were just talking about the predictions, and one of the predictions I made was that it will not sell well. We will see. You all just met the day before's game of the year. What is the day before that? I really forgot about that game until you just brought it up. Unless it's Fortnite. Fortnite never got nominated, right, for Game of the Year. It just wins, like, best ongoing game every year. Or did Destiny win that last year? I don't know. JRPG fans will kill you and tell you are everything wrong with it. Oh no, Jojo. I made fun of something that. Okay, we're gonna look at it, Samaya. You created something. We're gonna see. Okay, so it is in fact a real game.
Looks like the gang's all here.
So what is the anime about? What is going on? Why is this unique? It doesn't look unique at all. This is White Knight Chronicles. Does anyone remember that? No Man's Sky won. That's not a live service game. Did No Man's Sky really win? No way. Or like best ongoing game. Oh yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. But it did not win when it came out. That's what I mean. Firework looks fun. Giving something new. Yeah, it totally looks fun. I hope GTA 4 remaster is real. I hope so too. That would be perfect. Again, launching that after GTA 6. What are we watching? So Maya, what did you do? Why is there a teddy bear in this game? Yeah, thanks Joseph. Yeah. Looks like a PS Vita game. That's a really good description of this. Freedom Wars 1.5. What are all these? Sorry, this is like this will totally win. We're gonna update our list. I already forgot the name of the game. We're gonna look at the Legend of Heroes. Trails Beyond. That they like have the dignity to use the word Horizon. I'm not weeb enough to play this game. I don't think you have to be a... Yeah, that makes sense. I do think even weeps are not weeb enough to play that game. Light No Fire, but unlikely to come out. Ooh, Light No Fire might be like a big surprise hit. For sure. And I think Arc Raiders, like people are pointing that out, that could totally be a game where it's like, whoa, that would be cool. Thanks for including. So Maya got some royalties by including it in the list. Roosevelt says, do you think we will see another game sweep at the Game Awards? The only real sweeper was The Last of Us 2, taking home 7 awards. I think Expedition 33 will take many awards. Like best story, best soundtrack, best RPG, best game of the year, best art direction. Like it can really go crazy. They can really go crazy. But yeah. Overwatch. Oh yeah, that's a good point, Dovesmitch. You were great. Yeah, thanks for joining. But yeah, you're right. Overwatch won Game of the Year. 2015. Crazy. But that was huge. Lies of P DLC. I mean, sure gonna be great, but I think Pepsi Cola has the best suggestion. Little Kitty, Big City. Is that a real game? Little Kitty, Big City. It will be very hard. Oh wait, it's Litty Kitty. Litty Kitty Big City. Wow, the list is getting great. So Maya, don't say that. If you don't want a timeout, stop saying that. Last of Us beating Ghost of Tsushima is still highway robbery. No. Last of Us is a better game. There I said it. Than Ghost of Tsushima 2. Or 1. Forza is the best Horizon game. I just don't... Horizon is such like a... We will see. We're gonna do the test though. If I type in Horizon in Google and then go to images, what will I see? Probably like a Horizon, right? What will be the first game that we see? That will determine who's the best Horizon. Let's go. I don't think it will be Trails Beyond Horizon. I already see a movie. This is not a good sign. To be fair though, the first pick here, Horizon video game series. Again, I think it's already settled, but let's go to images. Ha! Where's your Forza? I don't see Forza. I don't see any cars. Ha! Even a VR game. It's more popular. Where is Forza? How long do I have to scroll down? There are more like TV backgrounds than actual cars here. I don't see any cars. Okay, I think it's settled. So don't say that ever again. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers will win. To be fair, I think that game looks pretty good. So for people who don't know, it's like 505. Beep beep. Beep beep. Wait. think it looks pretty good. It's like a Souls-like. It kind of gives me. Oh, this is like a trailer that we already knew about. It kind of gives me Wukong vibes in a good way. Because you're like a very capable fighter. And every boss you kill, you get like different abilities and stuff. It's coming in July as well. Like not a lot of other games coming out around that time. It's coming Game Pass day 1. Look, I'm optimistic about it. I really hope this is like a fun surprise. The boss fights look pretty good. You got like a bow. So you got like a lot of abilities. I think they at one point said that they're like 50 or something. I don't know. Yeah, the UI is so-so, but I like these Souls-like games if you are like a powerful character too. And yeah, it seems like you have like a lot of cool moves that you can use. It's very dark though, this demo. We got like a pre-order trailer too. Let's see, we got some cool outfits. Probably we will. Or Where Winds Meet. Ooh. Yeah, I think Where Winds Meet might... We will see, because that game, of course, is free to play. So it's like a huge Ghost of Tsushima style game that they want to get some money for too. So I think it seems to have a lot of like Genshin Impact things where you are kind of locked to a daily currency to do certain activities and stuff. That's a long pre-order trailer. Are we getting some action too? Okay, there's like a long intro for like a boss. But yeah, it seems like you can use abilities too to dodge out of the way of enemy attacks. Again, you got like a ton of abilities. Different weapons. Now suddenly we have like 2 swords fighting. Again, I think this could be kind of cool. Is this really the pre-order trailer? It looks just like another boss fight. Whoa, okay. Suddenly this lady turned into a creepy creature. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to it. Where is the mimic tier? Not there. Not there. My wrist has not recovered from Kazan yet. Oh, I've not played that, but yeah, I can see why. I've used Bing. Oh no, is Bing? Are they really gonna be? Because it's like a Microsoft game. I mean, Microsoft does not even know their own games. I still only see Horizon. Apex Legends. Forza does not exist. I don't believe Forza Horizon is a thing. Kinda crazy. Even Bing. Excited for when we're Meet to finally come out. Just wish it had an offline physical release. I mean, they're really going for that free-to-play thing. I want to play it. I'm curious about it. It's like my type of game, but we will see how it goes. What about the rumored God of War spin-off game coming out later this year? A Game of the Year nomination? I mean, never say never. God of War is, of course, huge. But I think that also depends on when it comes out, if it comes out. And, like, Miles Morales type games usually don't get, like, a nomination, but we will see. We will see. You should play Kazan. Yeah. I will put it on the list. I am going to turn on the bathtub, though. As you know, I love bathing. So we're going to do that now. Playing some more games on the PlayStation Portal. So yeah, that will be my evening. I'm going to rest. And then I will be back soon. And more rested. After my half marathon. If you joined later, I just did half a marathon. It was nice. It was nice. We... did with some friends, got a pretty good time, so happy about it. But yeah, that does mean that I'm kind of tired right now, so I've been taking it slow a bit, but did work all day. So now I'm gonna rest. I appreciate everyone joining. Hope you have a great rest of the week. Of course, more videos are coming your way, and of course this Monday stream will be back next week. Melissa, good luck this weekend with your sub 90. I still think that's wild, but good luck to you. And yeah, hopefully this week we learn about the PlayStation Showcase. That would be great. if we hear like about some Summer Game Fest stuff. I will be keeping you posted. I'm really focused on that.